Hi internet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And we have a really exciting unboxing today. I have waited, it feels like I've waited weeks for this to turn up. We finally have the Skullpanda You Found Me. I am so excited about this collection. Somehow, and I'm not really sure how, I managed to get this on the Pop Mart website at the release date. But then it just sat in processing and wasn't shipping, and I kept thinking there was a problem with the order. But she turned up and she's here, and I'm really excited to get into it. I have seen some of these plushies in the Pop Mart store in Manchester and they look beautiful. But I do think we need to talk about the price before we open this, because this was really expensive for a plushie collection, especially if we compare it to the Impressionism series, which we already opened. Now, the Impressionism series was only released, back in June or July of this year, but the You Found Me, which has the same number of pieces, so 9 plushies, was £100 more, which is a really big jump in price in actually a relatively short space of time. And there was definitely quite a lot of controversy online when the pricing was originally released, and actually the initial price that was released in America did come down a little bit, possibly because of all the controversy that was going on. Even so, even though that price did come down a little, I still think this is an incredibly expensive set. Now, a lot of the kind of gripes and controversy that I heard online before it was released, I haven't necessarily heard since it was released. And I'm hoping that means that people feel the quality is kind of justifying the increased price tag. I'm not sure. Something we'll definitely look at. But I am so excited to add this to the collection. I think there are so many beautiful pieces in this collection. And speaking of collections, you may notice I've had a little bit of a switcheroo around in my office. Now, my office was getting super cluttered and messy. So I decided we needed to do something. So we've taken the plushies vertical. You can see I've got all the Labubus here. And this is going to be a bit of a Skullpanda section here. We've got the Impressionism series, which we already unboxed here. And this space is ready for the You Found Me. So I can't wait to get this open and get her on the wall. Now, compared to the Labubu full sets, this set feels really big and really heavy. But it's beautifully done. We've got Chomp as our poster girl for this collection, and she looks beautiful on the front. So like with the Impressionism series, we've got 9 regular characters. We have Darkness, Ratty Bear, Sneaky Chestnut, Moldy Muffin, Pranky Peanut, Cerberus, Ghosty, Chomp, and Sandman. And then, of course, we have the 10th rare or secret option. And in terms of who I want to meet, I really want to meet Chomp, Cerberus, Pranky Peanut, Ratty Bear, and Darkness. But I specifically want to meet Moldy Muffin. I think based on what I've seen, Moldy Muffin has every chance of being my favorite in this collection. And one thing I really appreciate about the Skullpandas is just how each pendant, each character has their own backstory. And then when you look at that backstory and then look at the plushie, you can often see why some of the design choices have been made. And as we kind of go through, I'll try and look at some of the backstories for each of the characters as well, and see if we can see where that matches into the design. But they are all beautifully individual, beautifully unique, and I am so excited to get into it. Now, one point on the secret. The secret for this collection, I do think is very pretty based on the pictures that I've seen. However, I do think that Darkness looks more like a traditional secret than perhaps the secret does. So although I think the secret will be lovely to complete the collection, I'm also not mad if we don't have the secret for this one. I think there are so many within the regular collection that I really enjoy that I'm okay just having the full set. So one thing I've just noticed with this, and I'm not sure if this will show, but there are actually 2 seals on the edge of this box. There are 2 circular seals. It's almost like one was put on and either cut open, another one put on top, or just 2 were applied at slightly different positions. Now, I don't know if that means anything, and I've never seen it before, although I haven't opened a lot of sets in my time. But I did see something on TikTok quite recently. Someone was asking, because they had that on a set of, I think, Pin for Love. and they had secrets in there, and they were asking if this is a potential sign of a secret. I don't know. Who knows? Let's find out. We have to open it properly as if we're in Pop Mart. I think I said this in my last video, but I really hope that this feeling that I have in terms of the excitement of opening a full set, I really hope that stays, because it is a lovely feeling of just pure, genuine excitement. So I hope it doesn't go. Okay, where are we going to start? I'm thinking... I like to start in the middle. I do like to start in the middle. I find it a bit easier to get into as well. So just like with the full set box, each individual package is beautifully done. We've got Chomp on the front as our poster girl in this really bright and vibrant red. And then in the collection name, the Skullpanda and the Skullpanda logo, a subtle kind of debossing in silver. And it looks beautiful. And if you think about it, completely different to the Impressionism series, which was a lot softer, more romantic, more pastel in tone. And this is definitely more traditional Skullpanda with that kind of edgy, kind of gothic kind of vibe, as opposed to the Impressionism series, which felt a departure from the traditional Skullpanda kind of aesthetic. And on the side, obviously, we've got all our potential characters. Now, as I said, I want all of them. So all of these, I want all of these. Now, I do know from watching other people's videos that people do try and pick out Chomp based on the noise, because she has a little kind of trailing Buddy, and sometimes you can hear that. But let's see if we can pick something out. I don't know what I'm listening to there, so... Let's open our very first You Found Me. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, she does not want to pop though. Okay, so it's quite chunky. I don't feel any extra bits. Very plain bag, but I appreciate first off that it's a rip bag rather than the drawstring, but also that you can't actually see through the bag. Okay, I'm gonna let you look first. Are you ready? Oh, I think that's Sandman. Oh, let's get her out of her plastic. Oh, I love her contrast of this black ribbon with the white, or kind of just off-white ring. That's a really nice touch. Wow, Sandman is very beautiful. Oh, her eyes need a little bit of a maneuver. She looks a little sleepy. She definitely has more of a contrast to her eye than I expected. They're definitely a lot more piercing against her skin tone, but she is very beautiful. So the story of Sandman is that she is here to protect us from the bad dreams and only to let the good dreams through. And I think that probably reflects in these little star patterns that we've got here and again in the center of her forehead. And I would assume therefore that means like the night sky or something similar. And I do like that her hair or fur is slightly reflective. It's not that it's glittery in any way, it's just it slightly bounces the light, and that's very pretty. And her eyes are so much more piercing than I had expected or seen in pictures, but she really is lovely. And I very much like this kind of contrast between the dark ribbon and the lighter ring. I think if you're wearing that as a charm, I do like that touch between the contrast. But she is a perfect way to start the collection. I am very happy to meet Sandman. And of course, Sandman, let's look at their card. So actually the card is definitely a lot lighter than I expected. It's more in keeping with Sandman's colorway rather than the collection's colorway as such. So very pale at the back. We've got You Found Me. Again, very subtle embossing over the card. but definitely very pretty and very reflective of Sandman. Okay, let's meet the next Skullpanda in the You Found Me collection. Let's go straight the back. Okay. Oh. I don't know if that's two or something that sounds a bit different. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. It's Sneaky Chestnut. Okay. Okay. Let's have a proper look at you, Sneaky. Okay, look. Off the bat, I can't say she's my favorite colorway. For me, I think it's the hair, right? That's not my favorite immediately. However, she is very cohesive as a set of colors, and I do think she's very autumnal. So for this time of year, as a bag charm, I can definitely see her working. She does have very beautiful eyes. There are small chestnuts hidden within her eyes, and just like with Sandman, there is this contrast between the ribbon and the ring, and that's quite nice. Her hair it's long. It's not as soft as you might expect, certainly not as soft as some of the Impressionism series, but I don't know, maybe she's kind of oh, she's lost some hair. Maybe she is kind of growing on me. I'm not sure. The more I look at her, the more I don't hate it. So from the research I could find online about Sneaky Chestnut, her background really is she's there to take away our fears and leave something sweet behind, like a chestnut, which I think is actually quite a sweet story. And I honestly have to say, the longer I look at her, she is starting to grow on me a little bit. I am a bit surprised because my gut impression was like, oh, she's not for me. But yeah, I don't think I'm mad at Sneaky Chestnut. Maybe I'm in the Sneaky Chestnut fan club. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But either way, very happy to meet her. Let's have a look at her card. Again, rather than matching the collection, the card matches Sneaky Chestnut, which I do like. And again is her picture, and then the You Found Me on the back. Okay, who's joining the family next? Let's go. Well, let's go to Straight Line. Not sure I can hear anything different on this one. Ghosty. Okay. Ghosty is maybe not as soft as I expected, but she is very cute. She is a little hidden from all the fluff. This might need a little bit of teasing, but gosh, she is very sweet. Very sweet, very fluffy. But she does look quite silly if we were to remove that. And again, we have this contrast between the ribbon and her ring, which again, I think is really pretty. This one, we've got a black with a kind of quite a dusky pink. That's very pretty. That matches her very well. She has some very beautiful details on her face. So the story for Ghosty is that she uses this fluffy, soft coat to embrace those who are afraid of strangers and turn that fear into sweetness or softness, which actually again is a lovely story. And she really is quite beautiful. And with all the Skullpandas, they do have these beautiful, beautiful faces. Now, I definitely saw from some unboxings some mixed feelings about Ghosty because she is quite hidden. But I guess when you look at her story, that kind of is the point. She's hidden in this massive coat that she uses to protect others. But Ghosty is a lovely addition to the family. And of course, Ghosty will have her card, which just like her is kind of in whites and pale pinks. Beautiful. We are definitely going to run out of room on this one. Okay, let's keep going. Let's meet number 4. We're going to go here. Again, not really sure what I'm listening to, but some good rips on these boxes. It's Ratty Bear. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, her eyes are a little wonky. Let's just sort your eyes out. Ratty Bear. Her colors are beautiful. Oh, I understand a lot of people have fallen for Ratty Bear since it was released, and I definitely understand why. Her coloring is precious, and the mix of the purple and blue on her eyes with this subtle kind of iridescence on her hair. Oh, she really is beautiful. In many ways, her coloring kind of vibes a lot with lightning. I'm getting a lot of lightning vibes from her. So lightning from the Impressionism series, but she really is beautiful. And she's got this real kind of hodgepodge cloak, which is part of her story. And then again, she has this contrast of a black with a lilac or lavender kind of ring there. And I think of all the stories, I think Ratty Bear's is probably one that is the most beautiful. And so Ratty Bear is a forgotten teddy bear, and she's taking scraps and pieces and stitching herself back together. And I guess as a life lesson, that is actually quite a powerful one. But she really is beautiful. Oh, we'll have to see, but Ratty Bear might make her way into the number 1 spot. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Moldy Muffin can dethrone her. But let's have a look at her card. And again, very beautiful, just to match her. Okay, on to number 5. Let's go here. Oh, now was there something different there? Not sure. No, I'm not sure there was. Let's have a look. Who are we meeting? It is Darkness. Wow. Oh, she's so much darker than I thought. You know, sometimes when you see something that looks almost as if it's black, but when you get it, actually it's a very dark blue or very dark gray. But she really is darkness. Her makeup really is incredible. She is beautiful. Wow. Oh, I'm quite taken with Darkness. She really is beautiful. She's very soft. I would say Ratty Bear is very soft, but Darkness, I think, is possibly even a little bit softer beyond her. And the story for Darkness is that she takes the fear of the night and wraps herself in it almost like an armor and uses her fear as a superpower. And we have kind of elements of the night sky in her design. We've got the stars, the moons, and obviously her overall coloring. And on her cloak as well, we've got kind of star details embroidered in. She really is beautiful. And again, obviously that contrasting between black, but this time we've got black and silver with the silver kind of pendant ring. She's really pretty. Oh, I think she could be a winner as well. There are so many good ones in this set. I mean, that's crazy. Let's have a look at Darkness's card. Again, like her, beautiful, with a beautiful detail on her face and on the back with the collection name. Oops. And I think when you look at this, look, we're halfway through now and we've got 5 pendants here that are completely unique. They're completely different from each other. And I don't want to take anything away from the Labubus because, as you know, I love them. Look, there are so many on my wall, but I don't know if you can compare them to this level of artistry and design and storytelling. You know, the Macaron collection, for example, yes, look, it's fun, it's cheerful, the colors are bright, but look at some of these details. Look at the backstory of each individual character, and then you look at them as a collection. That they're so unique, and I think for me that's really what sets Skullpanda apart. And I do hope that as time goes on, the Skullpanda IP becomes more popular as people start to appreciate the level of detail that each panda brings to the table. Okay, so we have 4 left. Let's go up top first. Okay, so who have we got left to meet? So we've met the top row. We still need Moldy Muffin. I'm thinking she's my girl. We've got Pranky Peanut, Cerberus, Chomp. That's it, isn't it? So we've got middle row and Chomp. Okay, means nothing to me. I think I just saw some color peeking through, and I think this could be Pranky Peanut. It is Pranky Peanut. Okay. Well. Oh, she's all twisted. Look, I don't hate it, but I don't know if I love it. I'll be really honest with you right now. I'm not sure how I feel about Pranky Peanut. You know, look, there is some very cute details on Pranky Peanut. She's got some very cute details in her eyes, little peanuts in her eyes. Her makeup is cute. She's got some little freckles. Her hair is a nice kind of ombre color. The waffle texture on the outfit is very cute. But I just don't know if I vibe with this. I really am not sure how I feel about Pranky Peanut. And Pranky Peanut fans, don't come for me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her. I'm just not sure she's my story. Now, the story for Pranky Peanut, I wasn't entirely sure that I quite got it. But I think she's meant to be quite a mischievous character, sort of suddenly appearing and maybe causing a little bit of chaos, a little bit of havoc. And I think that's what the translation of her story is. And certainly when we look at her, she's got these kind of little devil horns and definitely a slightly mischievous kind of expression on her face. So look, I am really happy to add Pranky Peanut to the family, and she will look great in the collection, but I'm going to reserve a little bit of judgment on her. I'm not sure she's entirely my vibe, but this is Pranky Peanut. Welcome, welcome. We have run out of room on the desk, but please come and join the family. Let's have a look at your card. And again, like her, matches very nicely. And I do really like the cohesion between the card and the character rather than the card and the collection. I think that's quite nice. And one thing that I've been doing is using the card behind the pendant. So when I take one off the wall, I know exactly where it's returning to. So that is quite a nice feature. Okay, 3 more chances to find Moldy Muffin. I really hope she's in here. Let's go up top. Oh, this sounds quite full in the box. There's not a lot of rattling around. Let's have a look. Who are we meeting next? Definitely quite full in the box. Cerberus. Wow. Oh, she's very soft. Oh, well, her body is soft, but her head has a different texture. Oh, but I didn't realize she had these kind of beaded details. That was something I hadn't appreciated before. That's really nice. I do like those. Really subtle, but just definitely catches the light. And I like that her eyes are very contrasting to her appearance. So she's a very blue, dark blue, lighter blue, some gray tones in there. But her eyes are definitely more golden, more green. And I love that contrast between her eyes and her body. She is very pretty. And again, like with everything else so far, we've had this contrast between the ring and the ribbon, which I just think is a really nice detail. And one thing I did talk about before, although hers is quite hidden because of her clothing, is I like that the tags for the Skullpandas are a lot shorter than say on the Labubu, but I also appreciate the color coordination of the tags. I just think it's a more cohesive look. I think it's just a much better look. So Cerberus's story is she is someone who is afraid, and rather than showing fear, she pretends to be this fearsome dog. And we can see these little animal ears at the top here, which are very, very cute, give her a very cute little appearance. But I do really enjoy her makeup and her eyes. Her eye details are particularly beautiful. She is lovely, and I really understand why she's a lot of people's favorite within this collection. She is very wearable, beautiful colorway, lovely little details on either side, really catching the light. And as I said, like all Skullpandas, they have this beautiful facial design. She's lovely. We really have run out of room though. And of course, we have Cerberus's card. Looks like her. Okay, we only have 2 more boxes and we are yet to meet Moldy Muffin. I really hope I haven't bought a whole set not to get the one that I wanted. Okay, fingers crossed. Let's keep going with this one. So in terms of our regular characters, we still need to meet Moldy Muffin and Chomp. And to be honest, they were probably 2 of my top picks. So I really hope we do get one of those. This one feels a little heavier, I have to say. Okay. Who is our penultimate panda? It's Chomp. Oh, wow. Our poster girl. Oh, she is a lot of fun. Oh, I like Chomp. She has so many details to her. I really understand now why she's the poster girl. She is great. So Chomp's design contains quite a lot of details, and it's details that make sense once you start looking into her backstory. And that is a monster that kind of comes along and chomps on troublesome feelings, replacing them with sweetness and softness. And when we look at her design, we can see we've got sort of mouths either side of her head, but even her outfit, it has kind of this meant to represent teeth, so chomping down. It reminds me a little bit of Mario Kart. And we also have this little monster kind of trailing her as well. But I think Chomp is really special. I definitely understand why she was the poster girl. And Oh, I've got a feeling she's going to go into the rotation. And I've said that repeatedly, to be honest. And as I look at them, I just feel there are so many unique aspects to each of these Skullpandas. And, you know, as I've opened each one, okay, maybe not Pranky Peanut, but as I've opened each one, I've been like, oh, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. And that's one of the things that I just don't know if I get when I open Labubus, but I always get with Skullpandas. So I'm so happy to meet Chomp. Let's pop you down there, little one. And let's have a look at her card, which I'm guessing is going to look a lot like the box. Yeah, so it looks like the packaging, the outside packaging, but obviously very much represents Chomp and is very lovely. Okay. Okay, it's the last box of our Skullpanda You Found Me. Now, my top pick was Moldy Muffin, and I'm really hoping that it's Moldy Muffin. I really hope this is Moldy Muffin, because otherwise I'm going to have to go hunt for Moldy Muffin. But okay, let's be positive. Moldy Muffin is in here. It is Moldy Muffin. Oh, God, she's so cute. Look at her. Wow. Now, I would say in terms of, she's probably had a bit of a rough ride across from China. The ribbon's definitely a little bit bent. We'll have to maybe steam that. And there's definitely some loose ends and fraying ends of the ribbon, but that's nothing that we can't deal with. Oh, I'm so happy to have met Moldy Muffin. And again, I love the contrast between the red, the white, the soft pinks with her black ribbon and the kind of muted pink of her ring as well. Oh, I do like her a lot. So the story for Moldy Muffin, I must admit, was, I guess, a little odd. She is a child who is so afraid of cavities that she hides cake away until it becomes moldy, so Moldy Muffin. And I believe this is meant to represent a tooth, and maybe this is meant to represent sugar or cream, I'm not sure. But story aside, she's finally home. Oh, I'm so excited that we have Moldy Muffin. I was really worried that I would end up having the secret and I'd be like, oh no, I still need to hunt for Moldy Muffin. But no, it's okay. She's found her way home. But as you can see, definitely her ribbon is a little skewiff. Let's have a look at her card, which is here. So that's it. That's the Skullpanda You Found Me collection. If you're still watching, thank you. I know 9 pieces is a lot to get through. But as we look at them here, we can see how different and individual each piece is. And I love that they have this story, this tale behind them. And okay, look, not every story is as good as the other, Pranky Peanut, but they have one. And that story helps us to understand the artist's decision to make some of their design choices. And I love that about the Skullpanda. And okay, yep, couple of minor quality issues, which is probably just from the transport as opposed to the manufacturing process. And certainly nothing that we can't sort out, and certainly nothing on the scale of some of the Labubu issues that we've seen. Now, do I think that the You Found Me collection is worth that hefty price tag? No, I'm not sure that I do. So the Impressionism series is a beautiful series. I loved it. I loved the colorways. I loved how different each one was and how it's just a very soft series. Now, this is not as soft of a series, but this was only released a couple of months after the Impressionism series. We have the same number of pieces. What is that extra £100 buying me? I'm not 100% sure, really. So although I don't regret buying this, I don't know where that extra cost has been incurred. But that aside, I do think this is a particularly beautiful collection. I do think it will be a very popular collection for Skullpanda. And if I had to pick my favorite as I'm sat here, although Moldy Muffin was definitely my initial top pick, my eye keeps being drawn to Ratty Bear, keeps being drawn to Darkness, and keeps being drawn to Chomp. So although I'm going to still place Moldy Muffin high on my list, I think it's possible that Ratty Bear might dethrone her, but we will see. I'd love to know, who's your favourite from the You Found Me series? Are you looking for one in particular? Have you already got them? Have you got the set? Comment down below and let me know. And also, I'd really like to know, what do you think about the price increase? Do you think it was justified? As ever, thank you for watching and have a great day.